chess speaks for itself.
Said that would be good. It doesn't. Yeah, and there we have it. Handshake.
He's just so demoralized because he's losing to such an idiot like me. You know, it must be embarrassing for the world champion to lose.
Magnus has resigned.
The match that everyone was waiting for. Magnus Carlsen played versus Hans Niemann for the first time since 2022. The last time they sit on the board was in 2022 when Hans defeated Magnus Carlsen. And yesterday this happened again. Magnus even resigned in some online games. He avoided Hans in Astana where he could have played him but didn't use his chance. And now they faced each other in the semifinals of Speed Chess Championship. I'll walk you through a couple of games. I'll just explain what was happening throughout the match. So it started with the 5+1 portion where, of course, Magnus was the clear favorite before the match. And what happened afterwards is probably what should have happened. Magnus took an early lead in 5+1 and I think that played a crucial part in the flow of this match. So the first position I'll just walk you through, and I think experts actually said that Magnus's chances were like 83 versus 17 to Hans, and I said yesterday on streams that I saw Firuza's probability against Hikaru that was like 77-23, and then I was like probably Magnus's chances will be a lot higher versus Hans, and I would say like around 80 and 20 to Hans. And that's exactly what chess.com predicted. Look, expert here. I'm the freaking expert. So this game, Magnus attacks pawn on h7, and it's just unclear what to do in this position. So Hans takes bishop g5, queen e8, and looks all the pieces on the last strand. This bishop is useless. This is useless. This is useless. Everything's useless, and Magnus wants to go bishop f6, bishop h6, and start creating checkmate threats. King h8, rook c1, knight b6, knight e2, and now knight is going exactly to h5. So knight h5, brilliant, sacrificing this. So if that would have happened, bishop f6, and unfortunately black are not able to survive the storm here. So what happened was rook g8, knight f6 still, and now again g takes f6, bishop f6, rook g7, queen g7, checkmate. And once again that didn't happen. Queen f8, queen h5, threatening checkmate, and somewhere here I think Hans's time was off. Next game. So, and that was the first win of Hans in this match. And for those of you who are following the match, something interesting happened in the end. Once we get closer, I'll explain everything. So, again, you know, it looked like Hans, alright, he was just saying insane things in an interview. I can't say it's insane. It's just Hans's perspective of the whole situation. And I mean, in some points he's right. That just don't say anything about him. I mean, the guy is content creator. What can I say? Takes double pawns here. I mean, Hans, yeah, he's a character. Many people don't like him. Kramnik is his life coach. But guys, I mean, yeah, you can hate the guy, but he clearly makes a lot of good things, as he stated in Levy's interview. I mean, I knew about it before because I've been following him on all social media. So around here, what happened to Hans? He played rook c1 almost right away. And what happened was, his move was not reflected on chess.com. And his move wasn't reflected for 10 seconds. And Hans was speculating with referees. He was like, what the hell is going on? And then Kramnik tweeted like, oh, chess.com tricks. And guys, don't get me wrong, but something is definitely weird sometimes. I mean, Magnus doesn't have those problems. Why all of a sudden Kramnik has these problems? Hans has these problems. Maybe after all, you know, it's like in FIFA, everyone is saying, I mean, who play FIFA, who knows how to play it, they're like a kickoff attack, and people say, oh, experts say, oh, kickoff attack doesn't exist, it's just a random thing, you just imagine it. And that's exactly what happens here. Look, Kramnik had problems with time. I mean, his lag was more or less, I mean, I had it too. But again, Magnus doesn't have those problems, and all of a sudden Hans had it. I mean, coincidence? I have no idea. So here, unfortunately, after rook f1 and bishop h3, Magnus is going to lose the game. Rook f1. So they played for a while. Hans was complaining all the time while playing this game. Bishop e6, rook d8, rook d2, giving checks back and forth. And here, finally, Magnus admitted his loss. Next game, quite interesting one as well. So London system, we got into the bullet portion. I mean, Magnus had an insane lead at this point. So all he needed is just to, you know, be solid and nothing would have happened. Rook b1, this takes. Again, very boring play. So Magnus took pawn on d5, Hans goes queen f3. Oh, Magnus goes queen f3 and then c4, completely lost for Hans. Queen c3, queen g3, and now there are a bunch of ideas, and here Hans played queen g6, blundering this knight e7. Very, you know, kind of tricky fork here. The idea is that basically this is pinned and this is a fork. If takes, of course, black are going to lose the game, so Hans resigned. And the last game, again, Magnus won this one, d6, plays this opening, g6, bishop g7, takes, bishop b7, nothing much. So we saw this maneuver quite a lot from Magnus. I mean, I think in the first game of this match, actually, Magnus went for queen a1, there were a bunch of troubles later, and Hans could have won the first game, and who knows how the match would have gone. And unfortunately, you know, Hans blundered, and that, I mean, that actually influenced the flow of the match a lot. So knight c5 attacking the rook, bishop f6 takes knight d3. So now attacking the rook, nothing is happening, rook c1, knight c5, threatening the rook, knight g5, final blunder. So what was threatening is, let's say, some random move like knight a4. There is some knight h7 and rook h3 is coming and a lot of counterplay. Even though computer still says that Magnus is completely winning. But queen d8 and no counterplay happens, as Magnus is offering a queen trade. If queen never goes back, just knight h3 and takes, rook d4, a5, bishop is coming to a6 and b4 takes, rook b4, bishop a6, this knight is lost and Magnus won the game. So the final score of this match, let's get to it. It's 17.5 to 12.5 for Magnus Carlsen. I mean, good match overall. We expected a better fight, but I mean, if you pay attention, 5 points between Magnus and Hans, and exactly 5 points against Naka and Ali Reza. Ali Reza actually defeated Naka in absolutely insane style, no chances to Nakamura. And we have a third place match today. Hans is playing Hikaru. I'll be covering this in tomorrow's video. And let me know if you want to see the recap of Magnus versus Ali Reza, because this final is actually, once again, in a line event that's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, as I said, that's what chess fans were waiting for. Hans and Magnus facing against each other. We don't know when it will happen next. It might never happen. But, alright, this is what happened yesterday. A lot strong online on both Twitch and YouTube on chess.com. I mean, Chess World deserved it. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Enjoy. Bye bye.